I have a lot of trouble getting clothes, and some clothes I have made up. Now that I'm on Golden Girls, they make a lot of stuff for me.
And can you keep it?
No. Some of the things I can.
Okay.
Did you know the most favorite Golden Girl almost quit the show? Estelle Getty might have had a career highlight on the series, but she considered giving it all up at some point. This might come as a surprise to many viewers who enjoyed her presence on the set. Stay tuned to find out what led Getty to this decision and how she navigated years of being an entertainer despite her challenging moments. The Golden Girls. If you've heard of the character Sophia Petrillo, then you know Estelle Getty. She was one of the famous actresses who dazzled viewers in the NBC Golden Girls. It was an all-time classic for sitcom lovers. She delivered top-notch acting with her embodiment of Sophia Spirelli Petrillo Weinstock. Getty played the mother to B. Arthur and made her role believable as she was a year younger than B, her on-screen daughter. She also looked way older than she did in reality. How she transformed into the 80-year-old woman amazed her audience, who knew her in real life. Although she had a wonderful time on the show and seemed to always be in her wits, this was far from the truth. There were moments when Getty was reported to be losing it. She loved her time on Golden Girls, but it took a toll on her, and she was smart enough to call it quits several times. Except Getty ended up staying till it was too late. What made Getty consider an exit? Was it the long distance from her family? Were the perceived rumors of tension between her and Dorothy Zbornak true? Did the producer change the terms of her contract? You'll get the full story if you keep watching. Estelle Cher Gettelman was born on the 25th of July, 1923, to Jewish immigrants from Poland. It was a blissful moment when Sarah and Charles Cher welcomed Estelle at their family's little lodge at 257 East Street on the Lower East Side of New York City. Her parents had hopes of their daughter being a phenomenal woman. They just didn't know how big Estelle would get. They raised her and her siblings, Rosalind Howard and Samuel David Cher, with so much love and family values that they later carried on these teachings as a lifestyle. Little Estelle was known as Etty, a nickname from her sister's struggle to pronounce her name correctly. Soon after, the name grew on her and became her inside name when her family was around. She didn't grow up in a wealthy home, but her father did all he could to ensure she got the best education. The family's apartment also served as the storefront for their glass business. Charles Cher was good at installing glass windows into automobiles and trucks, while Sarah paid much attention to tending to Estelle and her siblings. Although they had little, their family never lacked joyful moments together. Despite Charles' busy schedule, he always made time for dates with his kids, which showed the bond they shared. The Friday night of every week was a fun time for the Chers. As a weekly treat, he took everyone to the Academy of Music, streets away from their residence. There, they watched a film and performed live on stage. It was through these cherished moments that Estelle found her purpose. That was when she knew what she wanted to spend her life doing. She wanted to be an actor, even though she wasn't sure what the job entailed. She was ready to do all she could to make her dream possible. And she did. Her role as Sophie Petrillo took her to the peak of her career. In 1985, she landed a role on The Golden Girls, which was the career breakthrough she had been praying for. It wasn't just the show that propelled her, it was her readiness to learn and easily transition from Broadway to television that got her the attention of people. Aside from the show being a major highlight of her career, she had a swell time. Her costume for the series also got people talking, as Getty was much younger while on the show. Her wigs, clothing, and extra makeup gave her the look of a mother in her 80s. There was no sad moment with her co-stars, B. Arthur, Betty White, and Rue McClanahan. She built relationships beyond the camera screen, which were one of her blessings throughout her lifetime. The Golden Girls was so famous that fans couldn't stop raving about it. With Getty making headlines for her phenomenal acting, she played the same character on 4 television series. She starred as Sophia Petrillo in The Golden Palace, Nurses, Empty Nest, and Blossom, all in the 90s. Getty didn't get a break. It was from one job to another. Whenever her talent was in demand, she was ready to show up and deliver more than expected. She was honored for her role in The Golden Girls by several prestigious bodies. She received a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress in a television series, musical, or comedy. She was the only one of the 4 Golden Girls to star in a film nominated for a Best Picture Oscar, Tootsie, in 1988. Getty got a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy Series. 6 of the 7 seasons were among the top 10 on Nielsen ratings. She starred in the series for 7 years until its end in 1992. Her fans couldn't get over her role as Sophia, as they rated the show the best sitcom to grace their television screens. Getty's role in The Golden Girls was iconic. Many couldn't imagine the series without her, so they made terms with its cancellation, rather than their favorite star being absent. They all applauded the cast of the show and commented on the good times they had while it aired. The cast was a great team, as they made the show worthwhile with their acting prowess. However, Getty brought so much excitement and heart to the show. It couldn't have been the same without her. They loved her witty comebacks that seemed natural, although scripted. She made the show fun and homely for viewers. Her humor and facial expression were the best part for many audiences. Although the show ended abruptly due to Arthur's desire to try out new projects, Getty's career hit the stardom phase, and she featured in several projects after that. She appeared in movies like Mask, Stuart Little, and a semi-biographical film where she starred as Mannequin, the grandmother of Roy L. Dennis. While on The Golden Girls, she wrote the autobiography, If I Knew Then, What I Know Now, So What, with the help of Steve Delson, and also produced an exercise video for senior citizens. There was no doubt the American actress had a great screen moment, but was it always this way? How did she begin her acting career? What set things in motion for her? Let's find out. Rise to fame. Estelle Getty began her career at a young age. Upon finding out what life she wanted, Getty wasted no time reaching for it. After graduating from Seward Park High School, she stayed with her parents, but kept an unwavering spirit to push for her acting goals. Did you know her father had doubts about her making it in acting? As much as Charles was open-minded and supportive of Getty, he never believed she could forge a successful career in acting. He urged her to stick to her role as secretary and climb up the ladder of the firm where she worked. However, young Getty had a vision, and she knew it was possible. Though her 9-to-5 job restrained her, she spared a few hours to attend auditions in the late afternoon and evening. Sometimes she got colleagues to cover for her so she wouldn't lose her means of income. Although she dreamt of being on the big screen, the journey to that life was filled with many struggles. At some point, she had to put that dream on hold while she found other means to survive. Still, she never let go of it, not even for a second. Her dream of being an actor kept her awake most nights and gave her the courage to push beyond the limits on her path. Getty wanted the life of an entertainer, and nothing could keep her from having a shot at it. For many years, she found getting roles in the spotlight hard. Although she was working and putting in the effort, the breakthrough seemed farther than she imagined, but that didn't stop Getty. She was determined to keep at it until her moment of success. She wanted the world to know her name and recognize her craft. Until she did that, there was no moment of slacking. Her rise to fame happened in an era when Hollywood standards for fashion and beauty weren't conventional. However, this didn't scare Getty, who many would think wasn't fit for Hollywood life. Her co-stars on The Golden Girls nicknamed her Slats because of her short height and lightweight, but this didn't make Getty feel less confident in herself. She embodied her cranky personality on the show, and reminded everyone why she deserved accolades whenever she stepped into the room. Her passion for acting led her to perform on the Borscht Belt circuit and the Yiddish stage. Although she was best known for portraying Sophia Petrillo on The Golden Girls, she built quite an impressive acting portfolio in show business. Although people only know about her breakout role as Sophia Petrillo, Getty had been actively performing before she became famous as one of the Golden Girls. On Broadway and television, she had several works credited to her. She starred in Vision projects, including Fantasy Island, Cagney and Lacey, Tootsie and Mask, and a starring role in Stop, or My Mom Will Shoot. She wasn't just an actress, but also a comedian, although she said she was awful at it. After the NBC series ended, Getty carried on with other magnificent projects. She was the star of the moment and didn't waste any moment of the spotlight. Getty, McClanahan, and White starred in The Golden Palace, but the series ended after one season. She took a role in movies including Empty Nest, Nurses, Blossom, Touched by an Angel, Mad About You, and The Nanny. Amid her busy schedule and quest for success, many wondered if Getty had time for love and family. You would be surprised. Marriage, family, and career. Estelle Getty wanted to be a star on Broadway and television, but she was willing to pause her dreams to raise her family. Despite years of gunning for her dreams and striving to prove a point to her father, she made a great sacrifice for her family. How did she build her family and raise her kids? She met Arthur Gettleman in 1947 at a party hosted by her friends from the New York theater circuit. He was a lover of art, as she was, so it was easy for them to get along. After a few conversations, it was clear that there was something more between them. They began a relationship and got married on the 21st of December 1947 and lived in the Bronx. Getty took his last name, Gettleman, but decided to tweak it a little regarding her stage name. That's how she became the famous Estelle Getty. After moving from the Bronx, she and Arthur had two sons, Carl Gettleman and Barry Gettleman, whom they raised in Oakland Gardens, Queens. The Oakland Gardens, famously called Bell Park Gardens, was a friendly neighborhood built for Jewish veterans of World War II. It not only provided warmth, but it was also serene for their children. With kids in the picture, Getty had to put a hold on her acting career. She still wanted to be a superstar, but gave up in a heartbeat to raise a family. Getty was a hands-on woman. She did everything she could to keep her family thriving. She also took on multiple jobs to help out with their living expenses. She juggled it all and did it effortlessly. If a job could give her extra cash, she took it as long as it wasn't illegal. Despite being a sensational actress, she was willing to look beyond herself and be a present mother. Her dreams mattered to her, but so did her husband and children. She spent time with the kids while Arthur partnered with her father in the glass installation business. Although Getty and Arthur lived separately, they maintained constant communication and supported their family in any way possible. When the kids were much older, Getty decided it was time to chase her dreams. Even though she was 62, she believed she still had a chance to storm the big screen and get her name on billboards. Her comeback to the theater was as Harvey Fierstein's meddling mom in Torch Song Trilogy. Although it was her first time in a long time, it was evident that Getty never lost her touch. The organizers of the Broadway show planned a tour, and Los Angeles was one of its locations. It was this one moment that changed Getty's life forever. Her exceptional performance on stage caught the attention of the Golden Girls producers, and she starred as a mom and became an overnight television star. She never knew it would be the moment she had been waiting for. All she wanted was to showcase her talent on the grand stage. When she began the Golden Girls series, she never expected to receive the warm reception she got when it aired. Getty felt it was her first time on television, but her audience saw past the minor errors she felt were evident. and gravitated toward her witty and sharp responses as B. Arthur's mother. She wasn't just a cast member on the show. For many, she was the highlight. Many people questioned how Getty spent long periods away from her husband, but the couple understood the dynamics of their relationship and did everything to support each other. Arthur knew Getty had always loved the show business from meeting her at the Broadway party. When she decided to move to California to work on The Golden Girls, he had no problem with it. Although he had no desire to leave New York and the family's glass business, he supported and nudged her to chase her dreams. When she started getting her flowers on the television series, he joined others to applaud her and encouraged her when she felt like giving up. They stayed as close friends and best of buddies until his demise on the 24th of September, 2008. The couple was together for nearly 6 decades until he passed at age 85. The tragic end. In the later seasons of The Golden Girls, Getty battled with dementia, but no one knew it was her diagnosis at the time. Even Getty wasn't aware of her condition. She just felt tired and wanted to take a break from the show. Some cast members were thrown back by Getty's choice to quit the show, as she was a perfect fit. Although many enjoyed the on-screen tension between her and B. Arthur, it took a toll on Getty when the camera clicks went off. Behind the scenes, she struggled with composure and the stress of filming the 7 seasons without breaks. After carrying on with the show and delivering swift and outstanding performances, she retired in 2001. Her decision to step back from the spotlight was due to her failing health. Getty's condition got worse and resulted in Lewy body dementia. Before the doctors arrived at this diagnosis, many assumptions and misdiagnoses existed. In the 1990s, she was thought to have Parkinson's disease, but it turned out to be a misdiagnosis as she was later suspected to show signs of Alzheimer's disease. Yet again, it wasn't Getty's condition as a final test confirmed her correct diagnosis to be Lewy body dementia, which had common symptoms with the previous illnesses she was thought to have. On the 22nd of July, 2008, the actress passed on in her Los Angeles home. Her demise happened 3 days before what could have been her 85th birthday. When her family broke the news, it was heartbreaking to fans and well-wishers who loved her personality and roles on television. Estelle Getty was buried in Hollywood Forever Cemetery, famous for icons and legends. On her headstone, the words "with love and laughter" were inscribed to remind people of the joy she brought while showcasing her talent and passion for acting. A Star of David was inscribed to honor her Jewish culture and faith. Getty was a strong believer and kept her values until her final breath. The star was a gentle reminder of her unwavering pursuit of whatever she believed. Her co-stars in The Golden Girls were not excluded from Getty's final moment. In November 2024, a televised reunion was held for the cast, but one was missing. Getty had left the crew after facing a tragic fate. Her demise broke them as they watched her struggle while she was on the show. Although Getty was gone, they held on to her memories and their laughter together while she was hearty. B, Betty, and Rue shared their experiences with Getty on The Golden Girls. They were saddened by how rapidly her disease progressed in the last seasons of the show. They said she could no longer hold conversations with them or recognize them. She also struggled to remember her lines and had many retakes with cue cards. Although she had shown signs of dementia while filming the show, she kept on as an active participant till its final season. She's been out of it so many years, not recognizing anyone. It's a godsend. She's at peace, B. Arthur said. She was also reported to suffer from osteoporosis and couldn't act with as much energy as she was required. Although she contemplated leaving the show, she kept appearing in different seasons until it ended. Her love for Broadway and television continued, even when her health worsened. With her demise, many fans appreciated her work more and cherished her sacrifices to put smiles on their faces whenever she took the stage or stood before a camera. Her character was always iconic and outstanding, which earned her many callbacks and projects from producers. She didn't just impact Broadway or television series, she also impacted her audience. Estelle Getty was one of a kind, and the world was blessed to be entertained by her. She was a gem, and her impact will never be forgotten. She advocated for women to get recognition in society. She was an incredible actress, and her portrayal was unmatched by many in her time. Although her final days were tragic, her work on The Golden Girls will forever be remembered. She lived a simple life and had a great time as an entertainer. She touched many lives, and millions loved her and her role in the entertainment industry. Getty was survived by 2 sons and 2 grandchildren. Her family admired her love and unwavering dedication despite her busy schedule. In 1991, Star magazine reported her to be an HIV and AIDS activist, as she helped her 29-year-old nephew, Stephen Schur, who was diagnosed with the final stages of AIDS. Despite his heartbreaking condition, she was still hopeful and cared for him. She had him flown to California and admitted him to hospice care because his parents were far away and unable to care for him. Although he tragically passed on in 1992, Getty showed her commitment to helping those with the condition. She also supported her co-star in the Torch song trilogy, Court Miller, who suffered the same fate as her nephew. She was a woman who never stopped caring for those she loved. It's sad to know how she also suffered in her final moments. Although she went through challenges before her demise, her legacy lives on and inspires many. Her active years were from 1940 to 2000, when she thrilled her audience by giving life to different characters. Estelle Getty was an icon. There was no doubt about it. What do you think about Estelle Getty's life, struggles, and tragic demise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. Before you go, watch the other videos on your screen.